Chris, thanks. When Jon Husted was sworn in as Ohio's newest U.S. Senator, he stepped into a Capitol already gridlocked over trade, spending, and social policy. With close ties to the White House and a focus on returning power to the states, Husted says Ohio now has a front seat and a real shot at influence. I had a chance to sit down with the senator, the freshman senator, in his hometown of Montpelier.
Ohio has the workforce, the research and development, the testing, the manufacturing capabilities.
In a divided Washington, one of the newest U.S. senators is already making noise, and not just for Ohio.
What I bring that few people there have is an experience of actually seeing how this works on the ground. You can make a law in Washington. I know how it's administered at the state level.
Senator Jon Husted believes America's problems aren't solved in Washington. They're solved by letting the states lead.
We don't have to have the solution in Washington, and everybody's not going to agree. So just let your state, let these individual states figure it out, and then you'll be able to see, hey, Ohio did it really well, or Indiana did it great.
And when it comes to clout in D.C., the senator and former football standout says Ohio isn't just participating, it's calling plays.
Anytime Senator Moreno and I need to get a hold of the White House, we know the president, we have the president's mobile phone number. But having JD as the vice president, and maybe someday the president of the United States, is a wonderful position for us to be in.
That access, Husted says, isn't just symbolic, it's strategic. And he says it's paying off for Ohio.
Because people have known me and they trust me, and I will fight for the interests of Ohio.
But his sharpest focus? Federal spending.
We have a $36 trillion national debt. We have a deficit that's nearly $2 trillion this fiscal year. That's not sustainable. That's generational theft. And yes, we're going to be doing a reset. And we're not going to be doing transgender operas in Columbia anymore. We're not going to have funding for ridiculous things that are wasting tax dollars. But in doing so, that's how we preserve them for the things that people really need. The Democrats think if we keep spending, we'll force them to raise taxes. The Republicans think we'll keep cutting taxes and force them to cut spending. And in Washington, no one ever blinks.
He says the system is broken because no one's accountable for saving anything.
But you got to get the incentives right. You can't have, if you and I went out to dinner, all right, or let's say that you go out to dinner every night, and I'm always paying the bill. There's no incentive for you to look at the prices on the menu, right?
Right.
Well, that's what happens right now in government.
And in Northwest Ohio, where soybeans and steel drive parts of the economy, he says tariffs matter. Do you say to the farmers, do you say to people in Northwest Ohio, be patient?
Yes, be patient, but we can't wait. We must act quickly. I want the federal government to get these issues solved quickly because I understand pension plans, people 401ks, businesses need certainty, farmers need certainty. So we need to act with all urgency, and that should be a goal for all of us in America.
Senator Husted will be on the ballot next year and has President Trump's endorsement. It's something that he says is a winning formula in Ohio, given similar endorsements and wins for Bernie Moreno and JD Vance. You can watch our full uncut interview with Senator Husted on our website. Just head to WTOL.com or check it out on WTOL 11+.